Set 10280 Flower Bouquet is a Lego Botanical Collection set, which is a sub-theme of the Lego Creator Expert series. It comes with 765 pieces, is for the ages of 18 plus, and was released January 1st, 2021. It retails in Canada for $69.99, in the US for $49.99, in the UK for $44.99, and the rest of Europe for $49.99 up to $59.99, depending on the region you are in. The front of the box has a nice picture of all of the flowers inside of a glass vase. Along the bottom is all of the information you need to know, and along the top is the title, the flower bouquet, and just above that is the Botanical Collection. Also on the bottom right says vase is not included, in case that wasn't sort of an obvious thing. The back shows all the flowers more spread out, so you can see every single type you get. The bottom left picture shows the flowers in a room in a vase. The middle picture shows the different flowers with the different types of stems that it uses, or pieces for stems that it uses. And the main flower that is in the middle of the picture above, and in the middle of the one in the middle there, on the right side it shows the blueprint of that, and it shows that it is 36 centimeters or 14 inches from the bottom of the stem section to the top of the flower. One side has a small section of the main picture on the front. Along the bottom it shows that it shows one of the bushes has been one of the bushes in the symbol that signifies that the parts were repurposed from recycled plant material. The other side has where the components were distributed and made, along with the warning that due to small parts there's choking hazard if children 0 to 3 or even slightly older consume some of the parts for some reason. And the Botanical Collection flower bouquet is in a completely different language on to the right of that. The top has the Botanical Collection and flower bouquet in another language, along with the actual size indicator as being a green bush. And the bottom has the usual UPC information along with recycling and trademarks. And the box is not a tape box. Okay, the box is a push tab box, which at an 18 plus I don't feel is appropriate, but that's what Lego has done. Okay, so inside of the box there are, well, 6 bags here. You have numbers 1 to 3. 1 has 2 bags, 2 has 2 bags, 3 has 1 bag, and there's a separate bag for, weirdly enough, there's a separate bag for the stems, but also one of these pieces here, which I'll show on screen, which can also be found in bag 3, so I don't understand why they couldn't have just had it in, whatever bag it's supposed to be part of. It's a little confusing. Instructions come in a plastic bag so they don't get damaged, which I love seeing it. With an 18 plus set, it should be that. The front shows, okay, so the front, which I'll actually show, has all the flowers on it, all lined up instead of being bunched together. The inside first page here has a little thing from Lego. We hope this set of flowers will offer you a relaxing and rewarding building experience and provide you with a bright, joyful, and distinctive display piece. That's nice. And it shows the different information about the different flowers. So the rose, the snapdragon, the lavender, the aster, the common daisy, the California poppy, and those are the flowers that are shown in it. You also have 2 pages for the designers, and another page on the plants from plants. So Lego's main thing now is building like plant type materials, like bushes or flower pieces from actual plant material. So plants that are made out of Lego plants made out of actual plants. It's sort of a thing that they've been going into for the more sustainable source of Lego. There's also a page on the brick separator, and page 1 deals with, I gotta go back to my flowers, make attention to that. So, page 1 deals with the common daisies and the roses. Page 2 deals with the snapdragons and the California poppy, along with a few of these sort of like reed type flowers that were not listed in here. And number 3 deals with the, let's go back again, the aster and the lavender flowers, along with a couple other different reed type flowers. The back of a page has 1 page of parts and a feedback to win page. So you can give your feedback to the LEGO group and they will enter you in a chance to win a LEGO product, which is very nice. So, for packaging, packaging is going to get a 4 out of 5. There was nothing wrong with it. It was actually quite nicely detailed, but there was nothing special beyond what you would normally find in a LEGO set. So, 4 out of 5 for that, and I cannot wait to build. rather interesting to build. So first of all, you get a teal brick separator. You get a few extra little pieces. Just a few, not much. And you get a couple, not easy to detail these, so you do get a couple, pieces that are not new, but the colors that they are in are new right along here at the bottom of the screen. And then you get all of the flowers. So I'll go over them one at a time. I stuck them in a vase to make them look pretty, but go over them one at a time. I'll go over the boring ones first. Get them out. So you have these two ones with the bushes on the top of them, and they're you do get these really long green rods. Some of them, which most of them aren't actually straight, so they're slightly curved, which is a bit of annoying, but I can see why. It would be very hard to keep them, you know, straight, because they do bend quite easily. So that's a bit of a noise. But you get, so it's basically just two bushes stacked on top of each other on top of the green rods there. So you then get three of these leaves, which are attached to the little rods, and they just bend down. They actually do use surfboards at the tips, which I thought was a rather interesting use of surfboards. Last time I saw surfboards was in the Lego Ideas free with gift with purchase card. It didn't really surfboards weren't really used well there, but they look great here, and the leaves are on a pivot, so they will bend down. Every last one of them does, and that is about as interesting as those leaves get. Let's see. Let's do the orange one here. So you got this nice little orange flower, and once again, I'm going to need to the California poppy. It was this is probably one of this is the simplest one. It just uses you know, sort of side sections here, which just pop on, and then you have the flower, which just goes on here, and the petals. So this is very simple flower to build there. Next we have, what's another one? Okay, daisies. Slightly less simple, but just as simple. So you have daisies. There are 3 daisy petals on each one, with one of them having a broken, like a branch there, as you know, like a dead one, or one that's been, you know, broken off, and they're very interesting. These were slightly a little bit harder to build than the California poppy, but they were actually relatively easy. Next one I'm going to do is the roses, which were also quite easy to do. Nice little stem using different connection parts here. It also has a little leaf on the side here, which is using a dragon wing. You can tell because there's little talons on the edge there, but that's completely fine. I mean, got to repurpose parts to make cool stuff. You have thorns on the side near the actual petals, and the petals are a pink. So this is a pink common rose. Or I guess pink roses are common. Okay, so no, wait, where is the rose? Come here, rose. Yeah, okay, so this is not, so this is a pink rose. It uses slightly different, actually quite a bunch of different petals here. And then they use wheel components. So driving wheel components right on the bottom there to keep them together, which is very nice. And they also got little horns in the side here for thorns, so you get 3 of those guys here. Come with it. You get, next one I'm going to do is the lavender, which is actually slightly annoying to do in the fact that you have so many flower dots, pieces or studs that you have to stick onto the little 3 branch sections, and you got a lot of those to do. You have about 18 of those you have to do, so it is quite a bit there. And it also comes with a long stem, a little bit of extra connection pieces on the end. But this was not so much difficult in the way it was made, just annoying to make. Lots of repetition in that one. Next one I'm going to do is, this one has 2 different stems. I should also say that the roses have 2 different stems. 2 of them are bent with thorns, and one of them is just a straight up without thorns. This one here, so you have these, which are... You have snapdragons, which which have a very interesting technique for the little bell petals on the ends here. And one of them is bent, one of them is not, one of them I have put on incorrectly. Yeah, so you have two little leaves on the end right here that pivot a little weird. You know, they just pivot because they're not fixed in place, which I sort of wish they would have found a way to do that. But that's neither here nor there. And then they're both made using collapsible stems. One is bent, one is not, as I've said. And the other last one here is the Aster, which I think is for its repetition but simplicity here, it is the most beautiful of the ones here. It has a main wheel piece and then another octagonal rod connection piece here to put leaves up at various degrees so that they come out looking like an actual petal here. And it's very nice to look at. It uses a single rod. This is simplistic, but it's very beautiful to look at. A lot of this is repetition. It's not. I would say it's not a small easy set where you build it and it's a bunch of different stuff. It's not like Ninjago City Gardens where everything is going to be different because that's what they were trying to do. This is a lot of repetition just to get a bunch of nice looking flowers here. And I mean, they are nice looking flowers. But for the build, I'm going to give it a 4. There were some interesting building techniques. I would have loved to have given it a 5 just for how these turned out, except for the fact that, again, there is repetition. And repetition is sort of knocks off a point because it's not the best thing to deal with. And I get that it's an 18+ set and that, okay, here, an adult's going to buy this and they have a lot more patience, but it's, doing the same thing over and over again. Eventually, the hands start to hurt a little bit. The play, I'm going to have to give I'm going to give a 0 for this. There is, as far as I'm concerned with this, there's absolutely no play with this. There is maybe a way if someone who's a lot smarter than me can figure it out, but I can't. From my own personal experience, just looking at this, I'm going to give this a 0 for play. I don't see how it would be properly done. For display gets a 5. I mean, look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. If you can find a lot of brown and slightly green, a lot of browns, maybe a couple gray dots to just shove in there with a bit of, maybe green on the top if you want to simulate dirt, it would look absolutely beautiful as a display piece. This isn't something in a Lego City, but it's definitely something on a shelf or even in a living room. Like, this is, out of the two that we got, this and the bonsai tree, this is the most discreet type of Lego display that you could have. It would be best served on a shelf, and it would look absolutely fantastic to see. So display definitely gets a 5 for that. And the value, piece for price is actually good no matter what region you are in, from what I can see. And and what you get is a lot of interesting building techniques. Maybe not pieces that are exclusive, other than the fact that the rod pieces have never been in this color before, but you get a lot of building techniques. So I'm gonna have to say value is a 4. It's not a 5 that we're in it's fantastic and not a lot's gonna get done with it, or that you could do a lot with it, because at the end of the day these are just flowers and you display them. But piece for price is okay, and with building techniques, yeah, this is gonna get a 4. So at the end of the day, I would say that this is really for anyone who wants to have, well, one, who wants some flowers that aren't, well, I was going to say not plastic, but they are plastic. Someone who wants flowers that are unique, because you don't usually make flowers out of Lego, and that are not going to die, because normal flowers do. These are not going to. So anyone who wants to have a fun experience with a flower set other than the bonsai tree, you should. This is definitely a buy worth getting. When this review comes out, there has been announced another botanical set that would probably look very nice with this one, but I will review that when that comes out, or sometime around when that comes out, and I will see you all next time.